Hey, WBK, right here talking to you. In this video, you're going to learn how to list an item on eBay using your desktop. I use my desktop for all this inventory. If you're doing more than 10 or 15 things, in my opinion, using a desktop is faster. It's very easy, a little overwhelming at first, but don't worry, I'm going to hold your hand through every single step. I've got two things pulled up. I'm on eBay, I'm logged in to the seller side, and then here's my photo I'm gonna list. I bought about 500 computer games last week, and I'm listing them all individually. I only have one photo for this. That's not the best practice, but it's fine for what I'm doing. We can go and do how many photos you should have in other videos, but for the time being, we're gonna just do one photo. So we'll be listing first grade Reader Rabbit, Learning Creations, vintage PC CD. We're gonna go to eBay. Right now I'm in Seller Hub. I'm actually gonna search this up. Reader Rabbit. What year is it? First grade? First grade Learning Creations Learning Company. And we're doing this to figure out what the going rate is, what the price is, and hopefully use the sell similar feature to get some of the details pre-written into our listing. So it looks like there's one. That's actually a different listing of mine. So we'll use my listing to show you what to do. Just because, why not give myself the free publicity? That's my store, Making Deals 99. Now what you're gonna do here is, you see right down there, it says sell now. That's gonna take all of the information off of the title, off of the details, and make our own new draft that we can then publish immediately. What I really should do is just change the quantity to 2 on that existing listing. But for the sake of the video, we're just gonna go through and show you how you would do it. I'll make my window a little bit smaller so you can see what I'm talking about. So we have our photo. Let's just drag it over, and you really don't have to have amazing photos. Obviously, the better the photos are, the more photos there are, the better it is, but for the time being, this is probably fine. Reader Rabbit, first grade, the Learning Company, PC, CD-ROM, Windows, Mac. That's all the information about this disc. For a custom SKU, you see these numbers right here? In this case, there's actually a number right there in the top right corner of the disc. That's my custom SKU. So I type in CD731, and that lets me know when I go to pick inventory, it's in CD731 spot. If I was listing like a Wii Play game, for example, and it was in box 104, I would type in 104 in custom SKU. It's not necessary, but it's what I do. And when you have an eBay store, you can do that. We're gonna check to make sure that item specifics are all fine. Whoops, I actually made a mistake. This is not Reading Rabbit second grade, it's Reading Rabbit first grade. So I'm gonna go through and change that. And I should change it on my original listing as well. I mean, this is just a great point. Mistakes are going to happen. It's okay. And the reason you want to make sure this is all right is because it's going to help eBay understand what your item is. And when buyers search it out on their computer or their phone, having all these required and additional specifics is going to help them find it in search. Publisher correct, genre correct, rating correct, all this stuff looks to be correct. When you do sell similar, always, always, always check these, because you see how I made a mistake? I did a sell similar off my own listing and I made a mistake. Mistakes are everywhere, so you want to double check to make sure that everything is kosher. UPC, I say does not apply. Now, technically there is a UPC for this game. I don't know what it is. Saying does not apply, that's going to hinder search a little bit, especially if someone's trying to do a barcode search, which it happens sometimes. But again, our goal is to just get it listed. Condition. So condition is kind of odd. So for discs, for video games, for DVDs, it has to be in acceptable condition if it's disc only. Now, there are some people who kind of get around the rule by saying disc only in the title and then saying very good in the condition, because they're saying, oh, well, I told the buyer it was disc only, and so of course the disc is very good. I don't do that. I think it's probably a bad idea in the long run. Maybe not, maybe I'm wrong, but just my personal way of doing business, I don't want to do that. And so what I then say in the condition notes is no scratches, because I use a refinishing machine for all my discs. Then for description, I have a custom template. It's just standard with links. I put links back to my store and all my listings. You can link to other eBay pages. You cannot link off eBay in your description. That's a big no-no. You'll get your listings taken down and maybe your account banned. Now for pricing, the price on this earlier that I saw was $10.45. Here's $14.95. Here's $11.95. Here's, $5.99 disc only. I'm going to let them sell. But for the most part, it looks like my $10.45 price is okay. So I'm going to use that same price again, and I'm just going to save it as a draft, because again, the best practice for multiple quantities of the same item is just to change the quantity right here, coincidentally enough. But I'm not doing that for the video. We'll say $11 just for fun. And then I don't want to allow offers. When you have thousands and thousands of items like me, adding offers just makes you on your phone all day saying no to lowball offers. If you only have like 10 or 15 things, why not? You're trying to declutter your house, why not? But for me, I don't do offers. Volume pricing, again, this is going to be for quantity listings. So for items that I have like 60 of, I say if you want to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., the more you buy, the bigger discount you'll get. But in this case, not offering it. Do I want to schedule the listing? No, it can go live right now. This is more important for auctions. If you want to do an auction, just go up here to format, and you can do auction or buy it now. But keep in mind, unless your item is exceptionally rare, you're probably not going to get more money on an auction than you would buy it now. There are some exceptions, like I said, but for the most part, buy it now is your best bet for the most money. But auction will make sure it's gone in a week if it sells. For shipping, I have shipping policies set up. This is 1-day shipping with returns for items. It's free shipping. I offer free shipping on pretty much everything that I sell. Buy it now. But if you want to do calculated to make sure that you're not losing money on shipping, you can choose a different shipping policy. You can go right here and view policies, edit policies, create them, or edit the cost for this listing. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use an existing policy. Again, I think free shipping, especially for discs. I know how much every single disc will cost to ship. That's going to help with search engine placement. And then for settings, I have my returns. I accept returns because if you don't, buyers are going to lie and say it's broken, so it just kind of saves me a hassle. Finally, for promoted listings, I do dynamic promoted rates across my whole store. If you're a newbie, you can ignore this. And if you're more advanced, you already have your own stuff in place. Finally, for payments, I use eBay payments. I think that everyone now has to do this. It used to be back in the day you could do PayPal, but now I'm pretty sure it's always payments managed by eBay. And because it's a buy it now listing, I have immediate pay required. If it were an auction though, you could not have immediate pay required, and they're going to have up to, I think, 3 days to pay, around there, a few days to pay. And then finally, I can list for free because my store gives me like 10,000 listings a month. It's going to be like $0.25 in some cases to list it. I'm not going to list it. I'm going to save it for later, but we'll preview this to show you how it's going to look. And it really is that simple. Just like that, there's my listing. There's the number that I referenced earlier, 731, $11. No scratches, free shipping, returns accepted, all this good stuff. And hopefully, if somebody wants to buy this for their first grader going into first grade to learn more about first grade stuff, they buy it from me. We can talk about shipping in a different video, but this is everything you gotta know about listing on eBay. That's a walkthrough, a tutorial, whatever you want to call it. Go back and watch the video if you're confused. I showed every single step. And if you have more questions, put them in the comments below and I'll make sure to answer them. Thanks for watching, guys. Give it a thumbs up. Really helps my channel out a lot, and I'll